yesterday Square Enix dropped the on Twitter the 3 worlds thing. I wanted to dive into that a little bit about, you know, the possibilities, a few different possibilities of what that could mean, as far as, like, you know, the key art that they explained, what the thought process was behind it, and a couple of different things, a couple of different ways to look at it, a couple of different ways to think about it. Subscribe to the channel, throw a like on the video, share it around. Helps the channel grow. Appreciate all the love and support. Like I've said before, we're growing, and it's because of you guys, and I appreciate it. So first, the obvious way to look at this is like 3 worlds. Okay, so how many worlds? Okay, they confirmed that there's 3 that make up the axis of the story in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So you've got Cloud as the main world, the main reality of what's going on. Zack is the secondary reality of what's going on, and Sephiroth is like this other, you know, amorphous kind of reality, what's going on there. That's one way to look at it, and we'll get back to that. Another way to look at it is when you say, you know, figuratively, like if you tore their world apart, you know, this person's world was shattered. Well, the physical world wasn't shattered, like their world, their life was shattered. I think that's another way to look at this translation. The 3 worlds that make up Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, we know there's more going on than that, right? I'm not saying that's all it is, but it is another way to look at this. The worlds that were destroyed, or what was it exactly? It says Cloud and Zack are on the side as they represent their destinies being torn apart by Sephiroth, the image of blood, fire, okay, blah, 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 blah. But the first part of the tweet says, the artwork represents the 3 worlds that form the axis of the story of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And then it goes on to say that it represents the destinies of Cloud and Zack being torn apart. So you can definitely look at it as their, you know, their lives, their worlds, what they were supposed to be is not going to be what they are now, because, you know, Destiny has been destroyed or defied, or so we think, or so Sephiroth thinks. So there's the figurative side of it, right? Now, the literal side of it is there are 3 worlds. Now, what could those be? Obviously, you've got the main world, right? The main reality. And I'm not saying timelines, because when you get into timelines, that's different than talking about one's reality. One's timeline, different timeline is different than one's reality, right? In reality, a different reality, if you believe in string theory and timelines, and, you know, you get real out there with speculation and theory, a reality can have several timelines in it. These are different realities. These aren't different timelines, different realities. So I'm of the opinion that whatever's going on here is going to, Sephiroth's plan is to make one reality, one fused reality, where he can accomplish his goals, whatever they are now, which I think they are still the same, relatively close to what they were in the old game. But so you've got the main reality, right? Now that I've explained that, the main reality with Cloud and company running around, the Beagle, right? The Beagle reality. And then what has happened is, when Destiny was destroyed, defeated, however you want to call it, Zack survives. That, I think the timing of that sequence is a little off, because it doesn't show Destiny being destroyed until after Zack has won. But I think that's just kind of how they had to show it artistically, for people to kind of get it. So if you look at it that way, at that moment, at that precise moment that Zack survives, it is a new reality, a new offshoot, a fork in the road, if you will. So if you take this example, this rudimentary example that I prepared for you, this is the main story. So when Destiny is defeated, at that point, it creates Zack's world, Cloud's reality, and then somewhere in the middle is Sephiroth. Now, a third world for him could be, like, whatever you want to call that singularity, if they're actually in the live stream, or if it's a new kind of realm that has been created, and they need to be real careful with that, because they don't want to get super, and I know I've said it before, and I'm not calling any specific creators or anything out like a lot of people in the community do. I'm just saying, as a whole, this is a team effort. The team has to make the decision. They cannot get too convoluted with this. if it's whatever realm Sephiroth is in, that's cool. You got a separate reality that he's trying to make one reality out of. He's trying to figure out a way to do that. That's cool. That's fine. You know, whatever. This cannot get too convoluted, and it could easily get that way. I'm just putting that out there because it takes away, when you get to that point, it takes away from the beautiful character work that makes this story what it is. Take away the brilliant character work in this game. It's just an end of the world story. We're all gonna die. It's doom and gloom. You know, it's huge stakes, end of the world stakes. Like every game does it in some way. Every movie, show, whatever, fantasy wise, it's all about the end of the world. What makes Final Fantasy VII different is its brilliant character work. It's beautiful character work, and everybody takes something different from it. They have to be very careful to make sure that they really keep the focus on the characters, right? And not get too lost in the miasma of, you know, whatever's going on. So the 3 worlds, that's the take. So wherever Sephiroth is at, which I think is in the live stream, and I'm going to do another video this week talking about what I think they have kind of like replaced with this, and they're doing it differently in this game, and things that were in the original game that I think they're doing differently and making, and we've already kind of seen what they're doing with it. So Sephiroth's prison being one of them. And I might just do a video focusing on that, because I think that will clarify a lot of things as far as like what's happening with the actual structure of the story and what they're going for and what they're doing. And it might also help narratively figure out where this thing might be ending, specifically what plot point it might be ending on. Anyway, that's my take. 3 worlds, figurative, literal, and put it out there. But there's all different kinds of possibilities, really. At the end of the day, that's just my guess. So anyway, appreciate you all tuning in for the video. I hope you all liked that. Again, throw a like on there. Share it around if you dug it. And if you didn't dig it, thanks for watching the whole thing. You all have a great day. Be safe. Be good to each other. Keep rocking. Have a great Monday. Have a great start to your week. And I will see you all with new content tomorrow. Y'all take care.
I want to say a quick thank you to my YouTube and Patreon members and supporters. If you would like to support the future creation of content on this channel, get some few extra perks and some art sent to your door every month, consider becoming a Patreon or YouTube member. Details and links are in the video description.